when an investor is looking at either buying or selling one of their properties, what is your role as a property manager in that process? Do you get involved at all to give kind of opinions and guidance, or?
I think it really depends on the client and what their needs are from us, because some may work with really great real estate investment brokers that really understand how to do it. They can look at the numbers, get the information from us, and put together the plan to market the property and sell it. And so there we just really act as an employee of the investor, like we are anyway, and can get the information put together that they might need, whether that's lease documents, expense reports, accounting statements, et cetera, and really deliver that to the agent. Then there's times where people ask us to, about where they could price their property, or if now is a good time to sell, or whatever it is. And one of the things we try and be at Renters Warehouse is very consultative with our clients. And so be able to work them through it and say, hey, now would be a good time, or now's not a good time, or if you are going to sell it, what are you going to do with the money? So let's go try and see if we can't connect you with the right people, or through our contacts and our agents find you your next property. So you can 1031 exchange that, so you're not paying the tax. So we'll work as much as a consultant as we need to with folks. But some people have the team already developed. So we just, we kind of work as an assistant, so to speak, and we can coordinate showings and arrange things like that. So I think it varies by every situation, depending on what our clients need.
Okay. Well, speaking about good times to sell or not.
Yeah.
Can you give us I'm going to ask you to look into your crystal ball, and tell us what's happening in the market, what's happening with rents, vacancy, tenant concessions, what's it going to be like in the next 6, 12, 24 months?
I think currently, as we sit here in, what are we coming, almost September of 2019, it's a great time to be a real estate investor. I think it has been for a long time, and frankly, I think it's going to be for a very long time. But what I mean by that specifically right now is vacancy in most markets across the United States is pretty low. We're seeing pretty aggressive price increases in a lot of markets. On average across the country, when the economy's good, it seems like rents go up about 3% a year. Some markets less, some markets more. But we're seeing probably closer to an average of 4.5 to 5. In major metro areas as far as rent increases are concerned, and that's just a supply and demand thing, where the vacancy is low. There's not a lot of inventory for nice rentals in the market, and so we're seeing a nice increase in rents coming through. So that's fantastic. I think that's going to continue to persist for a while. And frankly, especially if there ends up being a recession anytime in the next 18 to 24 months, because it's going to prohibit people that maybe want to buy a home from being able to buy. They're going to have to rent. And it's going to, I think, fuel the demand for rentals. So I think there's going to be, between now and 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, demand for rental housing, whether it's a single-family home, condo, apartment building, I think it's very strong, especially in the single-family market. That's what I know best based on what we do. It's always hard to predict what's going to actually happen with the real estate market itself. They've been talking about it, going down for many years. I think there's a lot of false reporting in the media about really what's going on. There's a lot of positive economic trends happening out there. But also we're at we're in kind of unknown, uncharted territory with us now being in the longest economic expansion in the history of the country. Who knows when that's going to turn around? But I'm a long-term real estate investor. So would I buy a property today? Absolutely. I'm looking at buying some property now because I'm not worried about a recession, economic downturn, or real estate downturn in 2 years, because I'm going to own it for 10, 15, 20 years anyway. It doesn't really matter, right? So I think if for real estate investors looking, I get the question a lot, should I really be buying now or should I wait till the next downturn? I don't think it matters. Maybe if you can time the downturn right, you can get a little bit of a better deal. But if you're really investing in real estate the way you should be, which is for the long term, doesn't matter if you buy it now for $200,000 or you wait a year and a half and it happens to be $185,000, right? It just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So I'm a buyer. I'm almost always a buyer though, because I'm a 20-year hold guy. Yeah.
That's some great perspective there. Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.